Okay, for section 13, interim, meanwhile, from Mount Vesuvius, in many places, pluribus locus. Our subject is going to be most wide, going with flames, and alta incendia, tall fires, were glimmering, relucabant, of which, referring to these flames and fires, it's our genitive, of which the flash and clarity was being stirred up, in this context kind of like exceptionally visible, or like made exceptionally visible, by means of the shadows, tenebris, of the night. It's your genitive. The ile is referring to Pliny the Elder, Pliny the Younger's uncle. That one, he's going to be the subject of dictabat. And I think in English it'll help to start with the prepositional phrase, and remedy of fear. It's almost kind of expressing purpose here. So in remedy of fear, he was declaring, again, the ile, back up in the previous line, is the subject, that, and the rest of this line in between is going to be indirect statement, that fires having been left behind, and then that's our subject of the indirect statement, but it's accusative in form, and our verb is going to be burned, adere. And it was fires having been left behind by the, let me double check the vocabulary here, by the alarm of the farmers, sort of like they got out of there so quickly they didn't even put out their fires. Agestium, argestium, is going to be your genitive plural. So by the alarm of the farmers, fires having left behind burned, and deserted villas. It's another accusative subject. Burned through the countryside. Tum is just simply then. Pliny the Elder is still the subject. He gave, accusative object, reflexive, himself, to quiet or to rest. That's the noun form, and then we have the verb form next in the perfect tense. He rested. And I would translate the next part with an ablative of manner, in the most true sleep indeed. So somno verissimo, quidem being indeed. So somno will sort of link up to verissimo over here. And the next phrase is going to be referring to snoring. So we would say the motion or course of his breath. Meatus animae. Meatus, although fourth declension, is masculine. So the qui is going to be referring to meatus, which for him, Ely referring back to Pliny the Elder, on account of the magnitude of his body, it's a prepositional phrase with the genitive, corporis, erat, and that's linking the qui, which is referring to the snoring, which was on account of the magnitude of his body, and then we have two comparatives, heavier and more echoing. These are both, again, comparatives in the nominative. And that motion or course of his breath, which we understand as the snoring, was being heard, audebator. And then we've got a final prepositional phrase, or sorry, not prepositional phrase, but a relative phrase that we're going to separate with some parentheses here. So the motion of his breath was being heard. Then we have our agent, ab eus, by those who, qui, were observing and this is a compound verb. We can do either say we're observing or watching, and this would be your dative object of that compound verb at the threshold or the doorway.